Is it started now?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, this is our uh, synoptic project reflection, and this is we're going to go over pre-production first. So from pre-production, I remember us as a team going through picking ideas, mainly Paper Mario and Escapist 2, which were huge inspirations for our game. Mostly the pixel art style and the 3D world, which blended really well together. I remember us going through the play style, which was who decided that again? Do we know? Jamie. So yeah, Jamie brought that brilliant idea up, which defined our game awfully well, I believe. And I also remember us we made a long PowerPoint on it, which was highly detailed and painted out the main picture of what we wanted our main frame for our game to be. Is anything you remember at all on top of that, Jack?
Over pre-production, we kind of kept to ourselves instead of staying as a team, brought them together, which could have been better, but we got through it.
Yeah, Jim. What about you, Jamie? Do you think there's anything else that we did in pre-production that we could have improved on, or anything like that?
Yeah, so do you know the sprites for our sprites that James made, where it was one of each of us? Yeah, we didn't have a use for them until the credits, which I like how we use them in the credits, but I kind of wish we used them in the game somewhere. It was like maybe like an Easter egg or somewhere hidden. But yeah, it adds on to the fact that we created too much stuff that we just didn't use. And yeah, that's what I have to say.
I had to backbone on what Jamie said. Actually, yeah, we were quite lazy.
Lazy and unorganized.
Definitely lazy. I would say Tyler was lazy.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely lazy and unorganized and unrealistic with our expectations. I believe
We were expecting a good game.
Yeah, which
We did not.
No.
We did not achieve.
Yeah, we expected too much of ourselves as newly made developers. So is that all we have for pre-production? Want to move on to alpha?
Alpha.
Okay, so from what I remember of alpha went pretty well, pretty slow at first, as we tried to get our Rayman similar idea off the ground, where we were trying to get an animation of the hand spinning, because the hand was originally supposed to be a huge concept of the game, as they weren't attached to his arms and it was supposed to be his main way of attacking enemies, which we later had to scrap in beta, as within alpha we spent way too much time trying to create this hand attack, which continuously failed over and over again, as the closest we got was the hand going forward and not coming back, which we, at the end of the day, after talking to our tutors, we established that we wanted to scrap that idea, as we don't want to put too much thought and time into something that may not work and may not be worth all the time that we put into it, and we wanted to put our resources and time and management into a whole new idea, which will be more simple, more effective, and would lead for a more fun experience for the player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Does anyone else have anything that from alpha?
We did do a lot of stuff that didn't need to be done.
Yeah, I'd agree. Oh, you, James?
We had
sorry.
We made sprites as well.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to pre-production. We only made a lot of unrealistic expectations, like a custom character thing.
Yeah, we made characters of ourselves for some reason.
Yeah. What about you? What were you going to say, Jamie? Yeah. What about you, James? Have you got anything to input on alpha?
No.
Yeah, I'll definitely say we Alpha's more of a continuation of pre-production, as yeah. Oh my God, I just forgot.
Yeah, it was a foundation. It was a foundation, yeah.
Is that all, did you say everything you wanted to say about Alpha, Jamie? Or is there anything else that you want to put on?
Yeah, we were very laid back. In Alpha, which we should not have been. You know, like we didn't get stuff done, and we should have really got that stuff done.
I'd agree.
Has anyone got anything good to say?
Well, we established the framework for what the game was going to do. But we did get something, quite a few things done.
The basic layout of the level.
We figured out how we wanted the game to look. We got the sprites in the game.
Now, what the game was going to be.
I believe. Did we get the interactable in the game at that time, Jamie?
Yes, the interactable was in the game.
Yeah, we got the interactables. We got the main layout. We got the main framework. We put our data in on paper, pretty much, which we had some unrealistic expectations later on, but I believe overall it was positive move forwards. We just, instead of going 2 steps back, we just kind of stayed where we were without moving forward and putting our resources into other things that weren't needed.
Yeah.
Is anything else that we can remember from Alpha that we need? We're going to move on to Beta, because I think we have a lot more to say about Beta than Alpha. Do you think anything about Alpha, Jamie, or do you want to move on to Beta? Yeah? Okay. So, Beta was a huge improvement over Alpha, as we actually got our level layout done.
Yeah.
Not done, but put into the game at least. And one thing that I forgot to mention about Alpha, which really helped in Beta, was did you get everything that you wanted to say about Alpha out of your chest, Jamie? Awesome, brilliant. Okay, great. Did you get everything out of your chest that you wanted to say about Alpha there, Jamie? Alright, brilliant. So on back onto Beta. Oh yeah. Okay. We all good? Good cry. We all good, Jamie? Okay, brilliant. So on to Beta. Just want to mention that. Awesome. So on to Beta, I just want to talk about how the main prototype was a great help on how much progress we could do and how much we could continue our workflow, as we all could just focus on one version of the game, or if we do have the other versions, we can import, we could migrate over, which is fairly easy as long as nothing's named the same. Also, I'll definitely say we made.
Another huge thing we did in Beta was the teleporters. So Jack, would you like to tell us about the teleporters, as you were the one who made them?
It's really unique, and
Oh, yeah.
it was much better. It was much better way of going between the levels rather than just hallways.
Yeah, because we can space them out. Like now we've got the levels different heights to each other, far away from each other. Whereas before we had to have them like on the same level, like very close to each other.
And it's much easier to add more of a unique feel to it and add that better materials, like the things you did with the floor.
Yeah.
Which the original level had sand and the other one had stone, wasn't it?
Yeah, stone, and then the other one's like pitch black.
Yeah.
What do you think about teleportation, James?
I think the teleportation was quite versatile. There could have been many different ways to use it, like secret rooms, and you could loop around to a separate part of the area. I think we just went for a more linear route style. But with it being teleporters instead of doors, makes it so we can create a level, lay it out however we want, and then we can we can lay it out however we want and have them spread out with a lot of different content. And instead of having them so close and compact and limiting ourselves, we could expand and create more.
What about you, Jamie? What do you think about the just beta in general?
We did.
Fully in beta, yes.
Yeah.
We began it in alpha.
We also had the UI. Yeah, VFX. The UI was a bit crap in alpha, but in beta, yeah,
Huge improvement.
yeah, huge improvement. James, what do you think about UI systems?
There was the hieroglyphics were quite unique. The way we made it so that we could hover over the text and it'd show up. It really hit the theme of the game quite well.
Yeah, I believe overall it was such a step up from alpha. They completely changed the game.
It was I think it was the most successful stage.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely
We got most of our work done within that stage.
It was the most.
And anything past that was more just refining what we already built, rather than building on top of it. That what I think Beta did very well on top of Alpha.
Yeah.
Alpha was filled with many mistakes that we learned from. Beta was more refining what we had and expanding from there. And Final was more refining what we built in Beta, I believe. Is there anything else? Yeah. What is anything we want to say about Beta that we've missed out?
Don't think so.
Yeah.
We didn't use it.
Yeah, we couldn't get better purpose off. Yeah, I agree. Is there anything else on top of Beta that we would like to point out?
The health bars.
Oh yeah, the health bar.
Oh yeah, the reload system as well.
Reload system too, with the sliders that show up on the skeleton's hats to indicate how much damage they've taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to do something more unique with the health bars rather than just have a unique health bar. As it's the lighting's a big theme within our game.
Light and
So having the big health bar there would kind of give away the enemy's position, and it would, I think, take away from the theme of the game and what we were trying to do. So Jack had the brilliant idea of putting the health bars within the top hats that they put on. So that was a huge help in that regard, as it added more uniqueness and added helped show the player that it took damage, which I believe was very good on Jack's part.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Is anything else on top that we want to mention?
No, no.
On to final then.
Final. Jamie, you start us off. Go on. Final.
So what I did in final, I made the boss, which was quite difficult to make because we were originally going to have a hit counter, so whenever it took hits from the flame projectiles, it would lose health by how much damage it dealt. Like maybe like I can't remember how much it was, maybe like 200 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to do that, but I couldn't get it to work. So instead, I had the idea of making it so instead of dealing damage to the boss killer, you had to push it off the edge of the stage, which worked quite nice actually. And obviously, I had to make the stage, which is a platform, which underneath it was lava, and it had a kill box, which was more of a pain to make than you think it would be. But yeah, I made the boss. It went pretty well with the boss. Quite proud of the boss. Yeah, that was pretty much my part in final.
With the whole statement of the boss was definitely the biggest thing that we need to get done, as well as the credits, which we finalized.
Yeah, the credits were done. Looks good.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, one thing we
Oh yeah, the credits. That was hard to implement. Obviously, the off-screen a bit, I couldn't get the ratio right because I don't know how it works in Unreal Engine. Like, I know it has to be 1080p, but how do I set like that in Unreal Engine? I had to put a camera in an open world and then put the media thing, wherever it was, in front of it and rescale it manually, which it's probably definitely the wrong way to do it, but I didn't know what else to do.
Definitely.
one thing we missed out was the animations. We did, James made some really good animations
Oh yeah, they were really
using
good.
Piscal.
Yeah,
Piscal.
Piscal, yeah.
Gonna implement on them, James.
Yeah, I made. I was quite driven with the pixel art style because I've been doing it for quite a while, and through alpha and beta, I definitely had learned a bit more. So I made the background for the credits. I had learned that instead of just like one base color and then a separate light intensity to make the shading, I should add multiple and then give different layers and backgrounds to make it stand out more to the player. And then with the animations for characters, I figured the hands still are my biggest enemy. So I mainly ditched them for just having the character's movement. That way, the weapons and stuff that the characters used would hover around the player and attack in whichever direction they're pointing. Obviously, we didn't get that far in as it was too complicated, so we had the weapon by the character's side, and then it fired in the direction of where the cursor was pointing. Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, was there any other big things that we did in final? We mostly we added the enemies into the map, which I believe you did.
Yeah.
Jack.
We added all the lanterns in, all the candles, even all the lights, all the
Yeah.
everything.
The lights were very important because as they worked as a meter, like the refill meter for your attack gauge. So we needed to quickly shot those all around the map so you could refill your ammo as you go through the levels.
Yeah.
Which helps the player, be able to not be punished too severely for using the attack we give them. And I think, we finished all of our level layout and all of our level design in final. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any other things that we added upon that?
I don't think so.
No.
James? No, nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing at all.
Well, overall, I think the project was successful as we achieved our goal of making a game. Was it the highest quality game? I don't believe so. But
Still had quite a bit of bugs.
definitely.
Some we couldn't figure out.
It's our
I still,
first. It's our first time creating a game, and you know we're,
Yeah.
we're gonna make some
and
mistakes.
I think it's a huge learning curve. I believe, like as we've only done jam thingies. I can't remember. Game jam. Something like that. As we've only had 1 week to make a game before, and we've only done that mine a few times.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
completely different experience making a full game over a 6 months period.
definitely.
And I believe that was a huge help in that. And I believe we adapted correctly, and we were able to make a functional, pretty okay game, which didn't come out the best quality, had tons of bugs, and I believe could have been much better if we were more focused at the beginning. But overall, I still believe that even with all these setbacks, we did exactly what we needed to do. And with how inexperienced we were, I believe it came out moderately all right. As everyone else got more input on the entire project overall. Uh,
Yeah, again, with like everything, everything summarized. We should have worked harder on alpha, definitely, because that is going to be the foundation of
yeah,
the game.
and we
Entire
actually
game,
tried to
and we
do
kind of
everything within a game.
kind
We
of
didn't
missed
just
that
focus on
opportunity to
one
build the
like
foundation and
specific
build it
part.
better.
We tried to make the mechanics. We tried to make the level design fun. We tried to make the UI, which is a very different from most other games. And we tried to do everything that we could think to do in a game, rather than just saying we want to do the level design, so we'll make that really good, and the rest of the game quite poor. And I believe I believe that's why it wasn't as up to quality as it could have been. But I still think that's just a part of the learning experience, as we're trying to learn the entire process of making a game rather than just focus on one tiny little area, make that as good as possible, and let the rest of the game be completely landslided. But has anyone else got anything else to put on top of that?
No,
I think
I'm,
that's
I'm
it.
quite
I think
happy.
we're done.
I'm really
I
happy.
think that's a wrap.
Yep. There we are.
Now,